Great evening to every one of us. I want to believe that we are set. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. If you can hear me, I just want you to just show me, drop a comment so that we can know that you are the one communicating. Just drop a comment so that we can know that you are the one communicating, and I can be able to know those that are following us. Yesterday was a very great one, a great opportunity. And I want to believe that we've done some of the assignment I gave to us yesterday. And today, we're going to be looking at into something fantastic from our speaker. And that is going to go a long way tonight. All right. So if you are here, just drop me your name and let me know if you can hear me. I'm waiting. All right. If you can hear me, I need you to just let me know that you can hear me. All right, who is in? Who is in? Tonight is going to be a very great night. And I promise it's not about wasting our time, but it's going to be value loaded. So let's go. I want to know who is here with us. Let me know. I want to hear you. Is anybody here? Our speaker is getting ready. So we're talking about strategy for a new beginning, and we've been able to start yesterday, and we're able to take it from one phase to another. But believe me, as I said, we are looking at a lot of things that's going to really help us and see how far we can move. Oh, thank you so much. All right. Oh, great. So you can hear me very, very clearly. Thank you so much. And as we say, we just have to continue and based on where we stopped yesterday. So we're able to take a step, look at one of the things we shared yesterday was to look into ourselves, and we're able to take gratitude lane. We're able to appreciate ourselves, appreciate the level at which we were. So it simply means that if we need to move from where we are now to next place that we're going, definitely is going to be that we have to appreciate where we are now. And until we appreciate where we are, we might not be able to do so much and so great in the concept. So, and I want to say that it is very, very important for us to understand and appreciate where we are, and so that we can be able to know how to move from where we are to where we need to be. All right. So I'm waiting to great, great. All right. I want to believe we are set, and Our speaker is already at the back end, and believe me, you tonight is going to be so powerful. So once again, I want to appreciate everyone for joining us, and it's so good to be here. Oyekana Marvelous, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Yes, you said you can hear us very loud and clear. Very loud and clear. So, without much ado, we're going to get straight to introduce our guest speaker tonight, and that is going to take us to okay. Just give me some time. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to be expecting tonight. And while I was having an opportunity to share with our guest speakers tonight, and it's a great one to have him on board. And sincerely speaking, I've seen him um, being an expert at what he does. Seeing him being an expert at what he does, and believe me, you, that's an opportunity for us. And I said it yesterday that many times we want to set our goals, and we're able to look at our balanced wheel of life, and we can see that our health is something we cannot joke about. If your health is not balanced, if you're having problem with your health, definitely you're having problem with all other goals, because the health is one that is going to carry and make the possibility of everything that you want to achieve to come to pass. So based on that, I was trying to look out for the play for the our guest speaker, but I'm going to read out his profile. Caris D. Olamide, popularly referred to as Sack Your Doctor, is a blend of gift and grace, an insightful speaker, and a leader extraordinary in the wellness space. He is a fellow of the prestigious Rafa Institute of Healthy Living and a member of One Wellness International Wellness Coaches Association. This exceptional wellness coach is a UK certified project manager and is certified health safety and environment professional from British International Safety Organization. He's also a fellow of the Rand Wesley Institute of Management. Carey started his wellness coaching career in 2010. Since then, he has coached thousands of people passionately and tactically out of debilitating health condition to enjoy full health, and result has been tremendous. Even several supposedly incurable disease like ulcer, asthma, arthritis, diabetes, and hypertension has been reversed by his coaching. I can testify to that because I've been receiving some mail and I could see some of this testimony coming forth. Karis is the principal consultant of the Stenos Wellness Solution, a reputable wellness coaching and a consulting outfit whose mission is to help people achieve maximum health for lifelong productivity. Is also double as the budding product manager for the technological driven solution to Stenos. He is the cutting edge wellness model neurolinguistic programming, NLP, fitness hacking, gut biome, and other wellness tools to create customized longevity, anti aging, and holistic health protocol for his clients with amazing testimonials from across the globe. This is so amazing. This is so amazing. This is so amazing. And I'm so glad to have you here, sir. Thank you so much. Everyone, can we just
Thank
appreciate, just
you
say
so
something to our speakers?
much.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
fantastic. Thank you so much. It's a great opportunity to have you here. And indeed, we are so glad to have you. So, um, as I said, when I was sharing with you, now we're talking about helping people to strategize to achieve their set goals. And one of the things I find out is that every year, everybody, at least to an extent of
Mhm.
about 60-75% of people set their New Year resolutions in contest. I want to stop doing this, I want to stop doing that. But from the research, we find out
Yeah,
that only about 10%
yeah.
of those that actually set those resolutions actually got to remind themselves that, I actually said I'm not going to do this. I want to start doing this. But before we know it, they forget about it. But in an actual sense, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to set a desire, a goal that they wish for themselves. But I've come to realize that it is much more than just setting goals. It is just much more than just saying, okay, I want to stop this. There is a science behind it. There is a strategy behind it. And until we got to understand and deepen ourselves into this strategy and principles, we may not be able to achieve anything that we said we want to achieve. And this year we'll be looking at it as an opportunity. We have been having it on site, but we just felt okay. Let's take it a little bit so that we can have enough number of people to see this and see how far we can actually help other people to be accountable and have principles to become better. So another part of it is that when we are looking at it, my focus is on the balanced wheel of life. As a coach, is one of the two we use, and you will agree with me that that's one of the two we use. But in that concept where we have the,
Oh, okay.
which is my concern, and that health part is, a lot of people are setting, maybe some people want to set, I want to lose weight, I want to keep more fit, I want to do this. But virtually
Yeah,
most of what they said
yeah.
is not achieved. And that is the reason why we have you here today. How do we go about it? What is it going to be? So I'm going to leave it to share with us for the next about 40-45 minutes. Just share with us what are the things we are expecting coming into the new year. How do we set our goals as far as our health and our wellness, reducing stress? How is it going to go? And how do we attain all these things that we have said? Once again, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for having me. I'm so elated to be tonight. It's able to share from my wealth experience over this good or growing in a global village now. So one of the amazing things about technology is that wherever you are on the globe, you can actually connect to us and get to take advantage of all of the amazing things I'll be sharing tonight. So I'll be sharing some fantastic stuff, right? So my advice is get all you and then can all you get. Okay, then sit on the can. Yeah,
Okay.
so get the pen, get something to write, and then get something to write on because I'll be sharing a lot of amazing stuff that will be really useful. And just like he shared, I've come to realize that when it comes to our health, just like other areas of our life, wheels of our life, right? We interestingly when so I was sharing as a fora some few days back, and I was telling them now that this is the wrongest time to go register at a gym, because when you're registering in a gym in January 1st, the gym will be packed, and for people that are into gym, they have a tendency. In fact, the plan and the idea is, if you have a gym or if you own a gym, okay, and the capacity of your gym is just 50 people, okay, when it's approaching January 1st, don't worry. People, a lot of people will register. So, but you don't worry. Okay, you can have about 150 people register, collect their money, right? That's the idea that gym owners have. So they'll collect all the monies because they know that for the first 1 week in January, the gym will be filled. And then as you move
mm,
ahead, you just realize that the number will start dwindling until it will go back to the normal routine. So gym owners generally will collect more money, subscribe more people than the capacity of the gym. Okay, because
mm.
most of those people will not come. They will just pay the money and then they will go away. So there's a science behind achieving your wellness goal. It's very, very important that we understand that science. And that's what I'll be sharing on today. So I've titled this Everyday Wellness.
Mm,
Everyday Wellness. Okay, so, and the idea is, we're not waiting until 31st of December 2022 before we know whether we have achieved our wellness goal or not. Okay, every day that we live, we're achieving those wellness goals, right? Okay, so the big thoughts, the number one big thought I want to leave with us today is the fact that I may not be a prophet, uh, Mr. Adeleke, Pastor Adeleke is a prophet. I think he operates in that ministry, but me, I'm not a prophet. I'm not a prophet, right? But if I come to your
Brazil.
house, if I come to your house, right, and I spend 1 day with you, I checked you out. I see what you eat in the morning. I see what time you sleep, what time you wake up. I see what you do, your attitude, your work habits, everything that you do in a day. If I spend 1 day with you, I can predict almost without fail where you would end
Mm.
up health wise in the next 10 years. So if I come to your
Wow.
house today and I spend 1 day with you, I can predict that in the next 15 years, you're coming down with cancer. God forbid. But it's that real. I can practically predict that in the next 10 years, this person is going, it's very sure that the person is going to be coming down with hypertension. So I may not be able to say, I see, son of man, I can see. I may not be able to say that, I see there's evil in your front. You have to do something about it. I may not be able to do all of those dramas, right? But I can operate as a prophet just by looking at how you live every day. Okay, so it's
That's right.
called predictive science. It's called predictive
Mm,
science. So the challenge is, I don't have the opportunity to go house actually right now, but you do an x-ray of what you do every day. Okay, do an x-ray of the food you eat, do an x-ray of what time you sleep, what time you wake up, what's your health habits, what's your food habits, what's your TV habits, what's your wellness habits, all of those things. Okay, and you can predict that if this thing is not the right way that it's supposed to be, I'd better just make changes about it. And this is very important because this is Africa. I remember somebody sharing a story. We talk about stargazers a lot. We talk about people
mm,
that they check stars, they check destinies of children. You know that may not be in vogue again at the moment, but there used to be a time where people take children to some spiritualists, to check their future and to check, in Yoruba we call it their kosedaye, to check how is this person going to turn out. Is this person be sick? Will this person be end up in poverty and things like that? And I remember somebody sharing a story once of a man going to one of these spiritualists to check his future. So the
mm,
spiritualist drew a circle on the ground, on the sandy ground, and then put an ant inside that circle and said that if this ant moves outside of this circle, right, that means You are going to be poor in life. You are going to be wretched. You're going to end up living under the bridge. Use all of the scary terminology to describe the man. Okay, but if the ant stayed inside the circle in the next 5 minutes, then you'll be fine. You'll be great. You have fame. You have greatness. Your fame will spread around the world. So the guy dropped the ant inside the circle, and before you know it, the ant moved out of the circle. The ant moved out of the circle. So why the man was saying, what is happening here? This is not too good. That was how the guy that had come to consult with the dibia just knelt down, took the hands, and put it back in the circle. Then the dibia shouted, why are you doing this? Then he told the dibia, my destiny is actually in my hands, right? I determine what happens. So I'm not going to allow the hand to move out, right? I can actually do something about it. So the point is, our health destinies is actually in our hands, and we can do something about it. There's a concept of the straw that broke the camel's back. The straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, so what that means is, in the Orient, right? That idiomatic expression actually originated from the Orient. In Indian, usually they have camel, right? Usually they transport their straws from the farm to either the market, from the farm to the market, from the farm to their houses. Okay, so they cultivate straws and things like that. So when they are carrying those straws, when they are carrying them, they then realize that instead of going 2 trips, okay, to take the same amount of straw, let me see if this camel can take more straw. Let me see if this camel can accommodate more straw. So they will take a bit of straw, mount it behind the camel. They will take more straw, mount it behind the camel, keep taking straw, mounting it behind the camel, mount behind the camel. So they will continue like that. And then it will get to a point where they will realize that, oh, I think this camel can still take more straw. Let me mount more straw. So because they don't want to do 2 trips, they're trying to get the camel to take more straw so that it will limit the amount of time they have to do return ticket or return trip. Okay, so it will get to a point that just one additional loading of straw behind the camel will just collapse and not be able to go anywhere again. Okay, so that was how that expression came about, the straw that broke the camel's back. So it just means that some people are just one junk food away from cancer. Some people are just one French fries away from hypertension. Some people are just one monosodium glutamate away from major migraine. So sickness don't develop overnight, they develop over time. Sickness and diseases don't develop overnight, they develop over time. Okay, so how we say in Africa that if somebody offends you and then you say you are keeping it in the cooler, and then it will get to a point where that cooler will be filled to the brim, and then the person will do just a little thing to you, and the way you would retaliate, it would be like, is it more than this thing that this person just did? No, it's not about that little thing that the person just did. The person has been doing things in the past, and then it has been accumulating, right? That then eventually lead to the kind of reaction that you get. So actions and reactions are usually equal and opposite. Actions and reactions are equal and opposite. All right, so that's a big thought I want us to go home with. The fact that you are in charge, right? If you get sick, it's actually your fault. If you remain healthy, it is also your fault. So choose what fault you want to give yourself. Very, very important. So every time you drink, every time you eat, okay, you are either fueling diseases or feeding them. Every time you eat or drink, you are either fueling diseases or fighting them, rather. So it's either you are fueling a disease condition or you are fighting it. Okay, so that's very, very important for us to realize. Are you fueling a disease condition or you are fighting it? When you go to the office, when you sit down, okay. So I know that we have those high sounding goals about our health. Maybe it's for some people, you say, my goal this new year is to lose 20 kg. My goal this year is to eliminate this high blood pressure. My goal this year is to get my blood glucose level in a normal range. So we have all of those goals, right? I'm not going to be addressing the big parts. Usually we focus on the big parts. We focus on, this is my goal, and then I need to achieve it. Okay, I will focus more on the little things that we need to do every day to ensure that we achieve it. And this is very important. So there are 5 action steps I'll talk about. I'll just rush through them because there's another concept that I really think that is the cross of this conversation. Okay, that would ensure that it is easier for us to achieve our wellness goals. All right, but before I get to that, let me just talk about 5 steps. Okay, 5 action steps. Okay, that ordinarily speaking, no matter what your wellness goals have for 2022, if you commit to all of these actions, you would actually achieve them. You'll move towards them, in an amazing way. Okay, so number 1 is to eat at least 2 servings of vegetables and fruits daily. That's number 1 step. Eat 2 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. So meaning, as much as possible, try to get something raw into your system. Okay, vegetable salad, oranges, pineapple, watermelon, get all of those things into your system. Pineapple, maybe two point maybe too pregnant, right? That's the word for anybody that is experiencing a concern with ulcer. So you may not want to take that at the moment, but any fruits at all is good for you, right? But there are some that are counter-indicative for specific health concerns. So that's the first step. The second step is to take at least 10,000 steps, or at the very minimum 5,000 steps every day. Okay, so there are machines. Okay, some of them comes with our phones. Okay, that's our smartphones. Some of them comes with our wristwatches. Some of them come with our wristwatches, so you can strap them on and then wear it around. Okay, so those machines are called pedometer. So they read our steps. They count how many steps we're taking per day, and at the very minimum, we should be taking an average of 5,000 steps. Okay, or up to 10,000 steps every day. So what that just means is you should be active. You should not sit down in one place from morning to evening. I love how somebody said it. He said, we have, all of us, we have 2 doctors, our right leg and our left leg. Okay, I also appreciate if I get feedback, okay, comments, okay, just to be sure that people are following the conversation. Right. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much for adhering. Yeah. So I would like to get your comments. Yeah. And question too. Very, very important. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. 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 Great. So let's get back to business. So at least 5,000 steps every day. Okay. I usually tell people that if you are too busy to exercise, then you are indeed too busy. If you are too busy to exercise, then you are indeed too busy. You need to check it, because no matter how busy you are, there are ways that you can incorporate exercise into your schedule. Very, very important that you note that. Step 3, drink at least 6 glasses of water every day, right? About 70% of our body is actually made up of water. Okay, so it's just very important that, because we lose those water. As you are breathing, you're losing water. As you are speaking, you are losing water. When you urinate, water is being lost, right? When you perform number 1, you perform number 2, water is being lost. Okay, and those water that you are losing, they perform important functions in the body. So it's just very important that as you are losing them, you are replacing them. As you are losing them, you are replacing them. It's just like a motor car, right? If there's no water in the car, you know what can happen? It will start overheating, right? And then eventually it can knock off the engine, right? So it's the same application to your body. You have to drink enough water to ensure that you have an experience with your health that is wholesome. Very, very important. Step 4 is to manage your stress. right? Very, very important that you learn to manage your stress, right? Stress is like a big Pacific Ocean, and then you are like a small boat in it. Okay, so you would never get drawn in that big Pacific Ocean except you allow the water get into you, right? So sometimes it's physical stress, sometimes it's emotional stress, mental stress. But the bottom line is there's a difference between stressors and you're being stressed. Okay, so stressors are usually in your environment. Okay, but after all is said and done, you determine whether you'll be stressed or not. Okay, so stressors are there, whether house rent to pay, you know, well, deadline coming up, whatever deadline it is, pressure in the office, pressure, however the pressure may be. The bottom line is you determine whether you allow it to get into you or not. Okay, and the place where it will get into you or not is in your mind. Very, very important that you also note that. And then finally, take control of your emotions. Okay, so 70% of all illnesses are actually EII, meaning emotionally induced illness. Okay, very, very important that we understand and realize that, okay, our emotions are very powerful in determining whether we get sick or we stay healthy. Right, very, very important. So those are five important steps that we need to practice going forward. I'm not spending so much time in this aspect because I want to really drill down to how to make it easy for you to apply all of these things so that it will be easier for you to achieve your wellness goals for 2022. Okay, so I'm taking this conversation a notch higher, all right, by sharing a story. So I remember that in a particular hospital, right, in the US, in Boston, US, there's a particular government-owned hospital, and there's a particular medical director, okay, a physician, a leader physician, okay. Her name is Han Dick, okay, and she just decided that she wanted to get more people to drink water. Okay, I spoke to you about drinking water, right? She decided that she was not going to talk to anybody about drinking water, but she was just going to do something, apply a science to help people drink water without talking to them, without even giving them a pep talk about why water is good for them or not. So that was what she decided to do. So they started this. So they have a cafeteria in the hospital where thousands of people visit every day to have meal. Okay, so usually in the cafeteria, and that was what they use for the experiments. So in the cafeteria, when people get there, they order for food, they'll sit down. Okay, maybe a doctor has just prescribed a medication for them. So usually people will go there, they'll sit down, they'll eat the food, right? And then before they have their medication, sometimes people are admitted in the hospital, so they'll come there, sit down or eat, or they'll have the food taken to them where they are in their wards, right? So she said she was going to get them to reduce their consumption of soft drink and then increase their consumption of water. So what she did was, when you are trying to buy the food in the cafeteria, you enter, when you enter like that, so you know how normal cafeteria settings is. Okay, so usually there's a counter where you get to pay, and then there's a fridge where soft drinks are loaded in. So an average fridge usually would have three steps. So step one is the up one, step two is the middle one, and then step three is the bottommost part. Okay, where they will load soft drinks and things like that. So what she did with that team member was, step one usually is loaded with soft drink. Step two is loaded with soft drink. Step three two is loaded with soft drink. And then when people need water, they will have to get it from behind the counter to give them water. Okay, but what she began to do was, she started to push the water closer to people and move the soft drink farther away from people. So step one, remember, was always filled with soft drink. Okay, step two too with soft drink, and then step three too with soft drink. So they started by putting soft drinks in step three, okay, and then leaving step two and step one as soda. And then eventually they move water again to step two, right? And then soda still remain in step one and step three. Then later they moved water again to step 1. Then soda now began to move to just step 2 and step 3. Okay, then eventually they move water to both step 1, step 2, and then soda was left only in step 3. And then in addition to that, they started to put bottles of water around tables in the cafeteria. So usually when you want to order for water, you have to go to the counter and then somebody will give you behind the counter. So now there are small coolers, close to people's table where they're having their lunch. So there are bottles of water there are bottles of water all around. And they did that for about 6 months. Okay, in the 6th month, it will surprise you what happened. By the end of the 6th month, guess what? The sales of soft drinks in the cafeteria actually dropped by 11.4% in just 6 months. The sales of soda dropped by 11.4%. And guess what? The sales of bottled water increased by 25.8%. 25.8%. Think about that. Without telling them to drink more water. Without telling them to drink more water. The sales of water increased by 25.8%. Look at that. Think about that. And the sales of soda dropped drastically without telling them to do anything. She didn't tell them anything, herself and her team. So what happened? Okay, it's just a signs of the closer you are to your healthy living practices, the easier it would be for you to achieve that healthy living practice. Period. The closer and the easier it is for you to carry out an habit or a habit, the easier it will be for you to achieve that habit and to achieve your wellness goals. Very, very important that you understand this. Extremely important. Right? And so think about it. Usually we want to, so I spoke about registering in the gym and things like that. By January 1, people register in the gym, and then the gym they are registering in maybe so far away from their house. Okay, maybe you are living in some cases it could even be as far as that you're living on the mainland and then your gym is on the island, or your gym is 30 minutes drive away from where you are living. It will be very difficult for you to achieve that wellness goals because the distance between you and that goal is so far. Okay, so what happened in the case of Han is that she moved the water closer to the people and took the soft drink away from people or farther away from people. So naturally, human beings were lazy, right? So when you see that a particular thing is closer to you, instead of going far off to get something else, you just have to do with what is close to you. So what was happening is people were now finding bottles of water closer to them. So instead of stressing themselves to go and get soft drink, they just make do with the bottles of water. Were just making do with the bottles of water, and then their propensity to take more water increased, and then their propensity to take more soda went down. So the science is, no matter what your wellness goals are for 2022, you need to find ways to ensure that it is easier for you to achieve. You need to find ways to ensure that the distance between you and that habit that you want to achieve is very short, very, very short, very, very short. So I'll give you an example. So you've made a commitment that in this new year, one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be exercising every day, right? One of the things I can do to increase the ease between you and that habit is that you can go to bed with your fitness clothes. You can put your fitness shoe closer to where you are. If the fitness shoe, right, is so far from where you are, that little time it will take you to get it may discourage you, and then you may not do anything that day. So you have to keep those things closer to you. You can't say you want to take more fruit and vegetables and you're not stocking inside your fridge with fruit and vegetables, right? So I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be that way. No, it's not going to be that way. Okay, so I spoke about the fact that take 2 servings of vegetables and fruit every day, right? And if you don't have fruit and vegetables in your fridge, there's no way you're going to be able to take fruit and vegetables. Okay, so you have to keep them closer to you. right? So ensure that everywhere around you you have vegetables. So not only in your fridge, okay, you can put some on your kitchen cabinet, put some on your desks in the office, put some on the table in the living room, put some in the fridge, load your fridge with a lot, put some in your in your bedroom. As you put them all around you like that, as you move around, it will be easy for you to pick them and munch on them. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So if you want to take more water, load a lot of bottles of water around you. Sometimes you can get a big container. There are usually big containers that measure the quantity of water that you should be taking every day. Every morning, put that in the bottle. Let there be water all around you, in your car, in your fridge, in your kitchen. As you put them around like that, it's easier for you to get all of those things into your system. That's the way it works, guys. If you want to achieve a wellness goal, you have to ensure that the distance between you and that goal is shorter. The shorter the distance between you and that goal, the easier it will be for you to achieve that wellness goal. Period. Period. I'm sure this is real for you. Period. That's the way it works, guys. All right. So another step that so before I move away from this, I remember that I was having a conversation with my what's it called now? So there was a point in time where I came to realize something, that even this principle is applicable to shopping malls. Shopping malls usually will have three trays. When you walk down the high, okay, there are usually three trays or three steps: step one, step two, and then step three, right? I, you may not be aware of this, but subconsciously, it will interest you to note that people have a tendency to pick products at the topmost layers, and they don't usually pick products at the bottommost layer, because at the topmost layer you're not stressing yourself, you're just reaching out and picking it. But for you to bend down and then pick a product is really more difficult. So it will interest you to know that companies lobby to have their products displayed at the topmost level. Right? And because it's easier for people to pick products at that level than to pick products in the middle, and then more importantly, than to pick products at the bottommost level. So that's the way it works. And I remember having a conversation with, so I work with an engineer, right? My engineer that does the repair for my laptop and things like that. So I remember how I discovered him. It's a shopping mall, a shopping complex rather. You know how these shopping complexes are arranged. So it's usually like a U. So there's a gate at the front, and then there are complexes to the right, to the left, and then it goes and terminates at the end. Okay, so it's usually like a U. So I remember entering into that complex. Nobody recommended anybody to me. Nobody told me about engineers for computer repair in that place. I just walked into the place, right? And then I looked straight down and I saw a shop where I saw an inscription engineer and things like that. So I walked straight to that shop, and that was how I got my computer repaired. So months later, I've been using him, more consistently after then. Months later, he was now complaining to me that that store is too small for him. Okay, so he's thinking of moving somewhere else. Okay, because he felt that place is constraining his potential, constraining what he could do in the store and things like that. And then I told him that, are you aware that nobody recommended this shop, right, to me? Okay, I discovered this place myself. I didn't even know that. It was later that he was telling me that there are about 4 other computer repairers, right, laptop repairers in the complex. I didn't even know. Okay, right? So I didn't even know there were other guys there. Okay, so I was telling, are you aware that where you are, people don't know it, but you are positioned in such a way that you will make more money than other engineers in this complex. So even if you feel this place is too small, you will be making a big mistake to leave this place. You can get another place, right, in the complex, but ensure that you are still keeping this place. Because when anybody enters straight into the complex, they will face your store, they will face your shop straight, right? So you'll be the first shop they'll be seeing. Okay, for somebody to go and check other shops, they have to, it will take a lot of efforts to do that. But the one that is facing me directly, I know that, and it's easy for me to get that. So that's the way it works, guys. That's the way it works. Okay, so I didn't know, nobody recommended him to me, but because I saw it, it was easier for me to locate where he is. Then I was able to patronize him. Okay, so he didn't realize that other guys that don't know these concepts, they'll be struggling. They'll even think that, why is it that these guys are always making more money than us? Maybe it's jazz, maybe it's Jew. You know the way we think in Africa sometimes. Oh, he's using jazz. This is not jazz. It's just sales science. It's just science of things, science of product, science of proximity. It just means that the more closer you are to something, the easier it is for you to choose that over other options. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Very, very important for us to take this. This is a big thought, guys. It's a big thought. So take it and then ask yourself, so what are my wellness goals? How do I ensure that the distance between me and this goal is shorter? Very, very important. Point two, there's power in streak. There's power in streak. So usually, I remember during the lockdown, I came about an app that I use for exercise. So the app does more of resistance exercise, like a bodybuilding exercise and things like that. And one of the things that I noticed about the app is, after each day's achievement, after you have inputted your efforts for the day, there'll be a streak that will tick that you have achieved your goal for the day. Interestingly, it got to a time where I don't always want to have a streakless day. I always want my day to be strict, to be ticked, so that at the end of the month, when I look at how I have performed, I then see that, oh, it's a good month. See, I have streaks everywhere. Every day I'm supposed to exercise, I did exercise. So there's power in streak. There's a science behind that. The science is, when you have a performance, nobody wants to be a failure really. When you have a performance to give, you want to give it your best shot. Okay, so that streak is showing you that this is your performance. So you don't want to say you are exercising and then at the end of the month there's no streak, you have not taken any streak, or you have a lot of missing places where there's no streak for you, it's streakless. Okay, so the point is, if you want to increase maybe the amount of fitness, the amount of exercise, the amount of workout that you do, one of the things I can do is to get apps, okay, that would help you to exercise more, right? And those apps that are even more important are apps that come with streaks, okay, because that streak, there's a psychology of, you don't want to have a streakless month. Okay, so you always want to ensure that you do something about your exercise habits so that you can eventually ultimately achieve your wellness goals. So this is very important. This is a very useful conversation, guys, because many times we focus on the end result. So I want to exercise for, or maybe I want to lose weight. Okay, I want to reduce my blood pressure. I want to be more fit. We focus on that end result. Sometimes just leave those end results alone and focus on your daily habits, because it's the daily habits that eventually generates the end result that you seek, right? So these are the daily habits that will make all of the difference for you. Very, very important. Another one is for you to reward yourself. I'll just share there about 17, that I share very, very, uh, I share at a very expressive way, give examples, come up with models, in a workshop format. But because this is a webinar format, we may not be able to drill down to the application of all of these things. Okay, but I believe this conversation will be helpful. So let me just share two more. I'll just give the headlines and then we'll call it a day. Another one is for you to reward yourself. Reward yourself. Very, very important that you reward yourself. Are you aware that one of the reasons why we get addicted to food is because they load many of these food with something we call monosodium glutamate? And monosodium glutamate set off we call it excitotoxins, right? Monosodium glutamate set off there's an hormone, feel good hormone. Okay, so the more you take it into the system, the more those feel good hormones are released. As a matter of fact, this is psychology behind why people get addicted to things, because there are rewards. Okay, there are chemicals that get released that help them to feel ecstatic, right? And because they are feeling ecstatic about the activity, they have a tendency to go back. The same thing is applicable to food. Sometimes people put a lot of monosodium glutamate in food. The monosodium glutamate is to encourage you, is to help you release quantum doses of that hormone, okay, that feel good hormone, so that you want to go back to the food again, right? So if the food manufacturers are using that concept for you, then you should be able to use it for yourself too. So every time you achieve a wellness goal, maybe set a wellness goal for a month, for a week, when you achieve that goal, reward yourself. Very, very important for you to reward yourself. So that way you are teaching your brain that this is a habit for me to do and to benefit from. Okay, so the body is more inclined to doing it. So you want to exercise consistently, and then you exercise for 1 month consistently, 6 times every week for 1 month. After the 1 month, take yourself out as a reward, say, or buy yourself a new sneakers. So one thing I must warn though is you can't be exercising to lose weight and then as a reward, you're not saying ice cream is my reward. No, that's counterproductive. You're confusing your brain. Okay, because they are not aligning. The principles and the habits are not aligning. So the reward that you have to give yourself must be in alignment with the habits that you are developing. Very, very important. And finally, this is powerful, guys. The power of community. So I remember that I belong to a community where we we push ourselves to be in health, okay, to be fit, to exercise, to eat well, and things like that, to meditate. And it's been a struggle getting people to commit. And then one of the things that we did was actually we downloaded an app that is called the Nike app. And what we did is we created a community. So people are supposed to, so we created a monthly challenge. Okay, so we said in 1 month, anybody that is able to do 25 kilometer of race or running, okay, will be the winner, and then will be rewarded by the leadership of the group. Okay, so that was what we did. And okay, so that was what we did. And so interestingly, when we started, day one, somebody just moved zoom 8 kilometer in one day. Everybody just screamed, "Are you for real? 8 kilometer in one day? This is too much." Before you know it, other people started catching up. So I have a quota that I do every day of running that I do every day. By the time I realize that somebody has done 8 kilometer in day one, I mean I'm on 3 kilometer thereabouts. On day two, nobody thought me if I increase. So usually every day I do about 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. But because one lady done 8 kilometers already in day one, I mean I'm still on 3 kilometers. The next day, I was just running around to ensure that I increase my kilometer, right? And then I miss the target. Before you know it, that community pushed everybody to give it their best shot. So there is power in
Mm.
community. If you want to achieve your wellness goals for the new year, ensure that you are joining a community. And that's one of the advantages that you have if you work with me. I'm able to help you uh, join a community that would push you to be able to achieve your wellness goals. So whether is you want to lose weight, you want to normalize your blood pressure, your blood glucose, working with me will actually help you to achieve that. Okay, because there's power in community. Community will push you, okay, beyond your capacity to go yourself. So that's very, very important for us to note. So those principles, if you are able to put them to use, I can guarantee that it's going to make all of the difference in your wellness and in the achievement of your wellness goals for 2022 and the years ahead. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, my note is full. Oh God.
Wow.
All right. It's actually wonderful with the way you have moved and you have taken us tonight. And I want to believe that is a great one that is giving us all opportunity to position ourselves. Yes, there's certain things that have been shared. Are you with me, sir? Okay, okay. I can hear you.
Yes, I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Oh, okay. So there are certain things like when we started yesterday, I was laying some foundation about understanding, first of all, appreciating where you are. If you're actually going to move from where you are to where you need to be, just appreciating, first of all, appreciating where you are, then you can be able to begin to picture where you are going. And that goes a long way for us. And today, as I have seen, taken from the 5 action steps, eating at least 2 vegetable or something. I am still coming back to that. I have a question on that, and I think questions also are already coming in. So let you, if you can hear me, you can type in your questions, let your questions flow in. And in all this area, what are the things you have been struggling with as far as your health is concerned? What are the things you have been trying to achieve as far as your health is concerned? Then from there, so from there we can be able to see that we can position ourselves to do a lot. Now, eating like the other one is 5 to 10 G stems every day, and cool. So 6 glasses of water. That's awesome. That's another great one, and I feel is going to actually help us to position. So let's wait for questions. All right. All
Okay,
right.
awesome.
Okay. Um, are you with us now?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
with you. Well,
All right.
in a
All right.
minute, but let's just collate all of the questions, please.
Okay, good. I got your message. I got your message.
Okay,
All
awesome.
right. Let's have the question. Okay. So I think someone said I would like you to shed more light on um, the vegetable eating that you said the other time. We're going to look into that. Okay. All right. Do we have questions? Hmm. Okay. All right. Someone is asking a question here that what kind of fruit should one curing typhoid eat? What kind of food should one curing typhoid eat? So we want to get to know and see that, and from there we'll be able to understand what kind of fruits. Okay. 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 So we're actually waiting a little bit so that the speaker will give us the responses to this question. Okay. All right. Okay. So another question I have here is um, managing. Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir. We have about 3 to 4 questions.
Okay.
All right. So let me put up the first one. Okay, the first one is from me. I was asking, you said something about vegetable, eat at least, is it 2 vegetable or something? You make mention of something from the
Two
five
servings.
actions.
Yes, 2 servings of vegetables.
So,
So
yes,
a
you made
service
mention
is
of,
just a small bowl. It's just a small bowl, like a small baby bowl. That's a serving. So about 2 servings of
oh,
vegetables every day. Yes,
oh,
servings like a
oh,
serve. You're like serving
oh,
it. So
okay.
you serve it 2 times.
Okay, at least two, maybe one in the morning or in the afternoon or in the night, depending on the time.
Yes, yes, yes. Depending, and they also
Okay.
depending on your health status. There are some people that they may have to do more than that. Okay, so but I may have to review personally to be able to give personal recommendations. So what happened usually is when we speak at webinars like this, sessions like this, it's just like giving clothes, right? So I'm just giving clothes. Okay, so it's a size of clothes, right? So, but for some people, that size of clothes will fit them perfectly. For some other people, it will be oversized, and then for some
That's
other people
true.
it will be too tight for them. So but this is just something general that you can work with, but depending on some people's health condition, where they are at the moment health wise, okay, it may be more stringent, right, than it is uh, when I recommend it tonight. So that's it really. It's just like giving a one size clothes. So you pick your own and then you adjust it depending on where you are.
All right, sir. We have another question right on the screen. So the person said, what kind of
What what
fruit
what
should one?
kind of fruit? Okay.
Yes, that is typhoid.
Okay, somebody
Somebody
curing
can tell.
typhoid. Okay, so for typhoid, there. So number one is to ensure that you have your immune system strengthened. That's very very important. You have to strengthen your immune system. Okay, so it's beyond just food. It's food, lifestyle, habits, and so many things. Okay, but I'll just talk about 2 things, 3 things that you can do to prevent it and then to cure it. So number one is manage your stress. One of the things that kill our immune system is stress, right? Lack of sleep and stress. Okay, so ensure that you are sleeping very well and ensure that you're managing your stress very well. Okay, that would help to strengthen your immune system. Very, very important that you note that. Then a lot of citruses too is helpful. So oranges, mangoes, right? Citruses like lime, like lemon. Okay, they also help to strengthen your immune system. They strengthen the T lymphocytes. T lymphocytes is a part of the immune system, so they strengthen it and help your immune system to work at a very wonderful pace and rate and with so much energy and power, right? So those 2 things would help. Okay, but like I said, depending on where you are, there are other things that you may be able to do. But of course, typhoid
Oh,
is something that comes because of nobody is born with a typhoid concern. It's simply because of how we eat, how we live, that it gets into our system. There are things that we can ensure that we do to help to reverse it and to prevent it in the first place, right? So that's my answer to that.
All
Is
right.
it necessary to
Another
drink
question
six
is okay.
glasses of water a day? Yes, it's necessary. 6 glasses is actually the minimum. You can go as much as 8 glasses, 10 glasses, but for a start, 6 glasses is okay. But you have to spread it. Please don't wake up in the morning and take 3 glasses because you are trying to achieve your goals. Remember what I
Okay.
said? The closer you are to water, the easier it will be for you to
Hmm.
achieve it. Right? So ensure that you have water, but bottles of water all around you. That's number one. Then number two, also, okay, so ensure that you are spreading it. You're not just staying in one place and you're taking 30 glasses at once. You spread it. Very, very important that you do that, because if you take too much water at a time, the body will just process it immediately and excrete everything, right? So you have to ensure that you are spreading it. When there is no community available to one, what should he or she do? Reach out to me. There are communities, just reach out to me. And of course, yes, you'll be fitted into a community. Yeah, that's what I'll say to that.
All right, sir.
That's what I'll say to
Reach
that.
out to the wellness coach. You can't reach out to Dele Adeleke here. I'm not a wellness coach. I'm a purpose coach.
Awesome, awesome,
so, so there's
awesome.
different excitement, and I picked that off from what you said that I am like a prophet, as you said, but I picked something from Jeremiah. It said, before you were formed, you have been wired, you have been designed as a prophet to the nation. So in the
And
concept of my line,
mm,
what everybody has a wiring. So it is, you become a prophet in your wiring stem. You become a prophet in your path.
mm,
And the concept of a prophet at that
definitely.
point is that a prophet at that point is a solution provider, is someone that brings solution, is
Mm,
someone that brings healing, someone that brings wellness, someone that brings clarity. So you can't be confused and get to a prophet and still be confused. If truly he is a prophet, or if truly she is a prophet, she
definitely.
has to have a solution and get
Mm,
connected from
yeah,
right from the source and give us clarity. So everybody has a part to play as far as our purpose and design is concerned. The most important thing is
yeah.
for us to actually identify the path that we are
Mm,
called for. Then we can be able to function maximally inside that path and we become a prophet to the nation indeed. Okay.
indeed,
So
indeed.
indeed. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
sir. Thank you so. I am so glad that we reach out to you and you answer us. And indeed, we appreciate you. And we want to say a very big thank you to you. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Before you go, any
Thank you
word
so
of
much, everybody. One last thought. Yeah, so one
okay?
last thought.
That's
So
all
I'm
right.
giving everybody that is signed on to this one of my books. Okay, so it's titled How to Solve Any Problem. How to
Ooh,
solve any problem. So to take advantage of this, please just reach out to me on Instagram. My name on Instagram is
okay.
Sack Your Doctor. Sack Your Doctor. Just type Sack Your Doctor. It's easy to remember.
Okay.
And then send me a DM so that I'll send you the link to download the free gift. Okay, it's an amazing book. A
All
lot.
right, sir. This oh, are you with me? Okay.
It's titled. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes. Louder.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay, so that's it from my hand. Sack your doctor on Instagram, and then please just let me know that you're from this platform, and then I'll send you the link to download the free gifts.
All
Thank you
right,
very
sir.
much. Ensure that you
What
also
I,
follow me on Instagram, please.
of
There are
course,
a lot of
this is
valuable
what
content that I get to share every time.
this is what I will do. I'm going to drop the
Okay,
link again to the Telegram channel, and everyone that is going to have access must come and see this webinar. For those of them that are not available now, so it is important for them
okay,
to see so that they can be able to have an idea and make use of that. So from there, we can be able to send them the link. So when I drop the link, some people might reach out to you. So one of the criteria for them now is to come and see this webinar. And then from there,
it's
if you can ask
perfectly
them one or
fine.
two questions, they will be able to say, okay, this is this. Then you know that they actually come to watch it. So it's not about for people
It's
just
fine.
getting registered and not showing up. The goal actually is not for many, because we know it's just going to be for few people that really want to follow principles and follow idea that works. And believe me, you this is something that we felt is going to be helpful to them, and we have been able to do the best we can. So once again, we will do all we can, and I will put out this. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Sir, another thing you want us to do, if I can have the cover page of the book, maybe I can get it through the
Okay,
when we are through here. Yes, so that I can it can fast track my content on it. Then no problem about it.
no problem. All
All
right,
right,
so
sir. Thank you
I'll
so
send that to
much. I
you.
appreciate
All
you.
right.
It's a great one having you
All
again,
right.
and
Thank you.
we love you. We appreciate you. All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye for now. Yeah.
Bye, bye, sir.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is it. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that are listening, that have followed up to now. Indeed, it's a very, very powerful session, and you can see the coach was able to share from his heart to us, and it took us from a point where we were and to a point where we can actually achieve anything we want to achieve as far as our wellness goal and desire is for 2022. And believe me, you, I say this, that it is your turn to live wealthy, it's your turn to live healthy, it's your turn to live right and achieve all the goals that you've desired. Okay, once again, thank you so much. We're coming to the end of this session today, and we're going to be meeting tomorrow between the hours of 4 to 5 and 5 to 6. I'll be speaking tomorrow, my last session tomorrow, and we'll be having two other speakers tomorrow. That is Omoba Birin Adiola Oshidako, which she will be speaking with us on envisioning to reality. And we're going to be having Tolu Afonja talking about relationship and family. How do you maximize and achieve the best of your goal in that area? Um, and tomorrow I'll be talking about the science of achieving your result. Science of achieving your result. How do you get your result achieved? How do you prune? How do you create a new habit? And how do you stop the old habits you have been struggling to achieve? Thank you so much. And indeed, it's an awesome moment with Caris Olamodi, the wellness coach. And I believe that you have really been blessed. Once again, I will see you again tomorrow. Please, you can actually share the telegram. You can share this live after you are done. Share it with your friends. Share it on Facebook and address it, and let people also to come and see so that they can also be blessed. Cheers to you as I see you achieving maximally of your goals in 2022. See you. My name is Dele Adeleke once again, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day.